Okay, I am here in central London outside Ronnie Scott's. Going to watch Steve Gadd perform, finally. Never watched him perform before. And what a cool place. I'm going to go in. Thank you. It's lovely. Yeah, I'm here with my friend Becky at Ronnie Scott's then. Waiting in anticipation for the Steve Gadd Band to come on. Just wait. I've spoken to the tour manager and I'm going to be allowed to speak to him. Really excited, nervous, heart's beating. What to ask, you know? So, wish me luck. It's such a passion for me, and I've spoken to other musicians about. I have limited time. I don't have hours a day to practice, so it's like what really does make a good drummer and what is important. So that's kind of made me start this quest. But
well, I think the first thing that makes a good drummer is sort of what you're feeling right now, that being drawn towards the instrument, and I don't know where that comes from, but like that's what I felt when I was really young.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember not playing. So, but I don't think it's, I think it's great to start young, but I think it's great to start at any age. And that kind of passion and dedication is what makes all the work that you put in to learn how to play doesn't feel like work. It feels like fun.
Yeah.
So, it'd be great to have, at the beginning I spent a lot of time with the instrument. But, you can practice when you're, if you have another business, if you have an office, you can put a pad in and be practicing. You don't have to always be near the drums.
No, it's true. I mean, like, what do you still practice before?
I mean, when I'm working, I on the road, then that's what keeps me. That sort of keeps me in shape. And for different jobs, I would, like for this playing on this show, I've been practicing more and warming up because I have to do more than I would do on a James Taylor show, who I've been playing with a lot. But I mean, that's another kind of playing and doesn't require a lot. Technically, but it requires a lot mentally and how to use the space and stuff. So, two different approaches. But like even here, before I go on, I just practice rudiments. You got, it's good to learn all the rudiments.
Yeah.
And those are just different stickings that you can then apply to the kit.
Yes.
So that's a good thing to start, and you can learn the rudiments without. It doesn't always have to be on a drum. And Vic Firth sells sticks that have rubber tips on it, so you could, you could practice on. You could just practice here.
Yeah, I got your sticks tonight because I thought, and you're holding my sticks, which is quite amazing.
These are your sticks?
They are my sticks that I've just bought. And you are holding them now, which means that you're kind of going to infuse them with some of your magic.
Well, they feel okay.
That's So like, that's the thing. I mean, is it hard to get in the zone for a gig? Like, is it easy to get in the zone when you walk out?
No, I don't think it is.
No.
I think it's harder to get in the zone. Today in particular, just because there's just so much going on so fast.
Yeah.
It's really hard to find like some kind of. But I mean, you have to. It's good to have some time to yourself before you go on, to really, think about the music and what you're going to do, and not necessarily what you're going to play, but just, you know, what you're going to have to do when you go up there, what you want to hear in the monitors, and hoping that it's going to sound good, because sometimes you know, the first night we played here, we just weren't used to the room, and it was really, I felt like we were really working to try to make it happen. But when everyone can hear, it's like all you have to do is listen, and the music makes us happy. And that's sort of what getting in the zone is. And it's like you got to sort of get rid of all of the. What you got to get, one thing you definitely got to get rid of is what you imagine the audience expects. That's the trick. If you get into what you think they want, you're not going to know what, you know, you're just going to get lost in trying to figure out what someone else expects you to do rather than what the music wants you to do, you know? Hey, come on in, man. Oh, thanks.
Lost property. Great set, man.
This is Ian. He's another great drummer.
Yes, hello. I'm good. Because I was just saying about the audience. What I was going to say is what I've seen a lot of gigs and watched a lot of, you know, musicians, but the audience was like in the hand. You could hear a pin drop in places, and the way that you worked as a band, like as a drummer, you know, being the greatest drummer ever, but as your you made your band just shine, and all the musicians in your band had this amazing platform. And what I found quite amazing is the way that you took everyone on a journey in each song. You know, you built it up, and the dynamics were incredible. But I mean, so when I've just, you know, asked my question, what makes a good drummer, I've kind of could answer it myself, but who would you consider a good drummer, and what makes a good drummer to you?
He's a good drummer. Ian Thomas is a great drummer. Well, you know, there's a lot of great drummers out there, and we learn from all of them. I mean, that's what drummers do. They copy other drummers. That's, you know, and try to show each other different tricks, and you know, and we all love, you know, to try to make it feel good. And you know, I think that in this particular situation, I mean, my job is to try to, you know, help everyone else sound, you know, feel as comfortable as they can. And then when that happens just by not trying to force it, by just listening and allowing it to go on, which means you got to get past all of the crap that's in your head, you know what I mean? Once you can do that and just listen and not feel like you're supposed to be doing something more than you're doing. I mean, all you got to be doing is playing music and listening to the guys you're up there with, and not try to make it go someplace that it's not going, you know what I mean? When you have guys like this, you can allow it to happen. You know, sometimes if you have less experienced players, you have to take it a different approach. Every situation is different, but that's what the challenge is, and that's what and then when you can make those accomplishments, that's where the pleasure and happiness comes from, when you can give people what they're looking for, and when you can make it feel good and share that with an audience. I mean, that's what's great. This is David, this is Laura.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So Laura's starting a blog. She started drumming about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And she's got a lot of passion for it.
Oh no.
But anyway, so
yeah.
that's good. It's great to see someone passionate about the drums. I think that's how we all start.
So that I'm going to continue. What should I hold dear? You know, what piece of advice, if you could tell me to not focus on one thing, but is there something that you wish you knew then that you knew now, and to tell?
So I think that when I first started out, I thought about doing more things technically and didn't really think about any kind of groove or keeping the time. And now there's people have learned a lot more about the instrument. So I think that you got to think about, you know, trying to keep a steady tempo. You know, maybe practicing with a time point of reference so you can check yourself out and get used to doing different things technically at different tempos. And you got to start slow and just keep doing it. It's not an event, it's a process. You know, it's like you start and you just keep on listening to different people and copying different people and practicing and going slow and trying to be patient, and then all of a sudden it starts to happen.
Oh, that sounds great.
But you got to be patient.
I know.
And if you're having fun and you love the drums, then it's not as hard to be patient, because
it's an amazing thing, don't you find? Like when you're playing the drums, I'm sure it is for every instrument, but you feel like you're on a ride. It's like it's such an amazing thing. And do you still get that? You still get that after all this time?
Absolutely. Yeah,
you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Does
and when
feel,
you know what,
yeah.
when you get it to where you can hear and you're not trying to force anything, and there's nothing like it. It's effortless to play. I think if you can achieve those kind of grooves and those kind of good feelings, I think you can make it on less sleep. I think it makes everything flow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just get into it, and it's fun.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? You have to keep doing it with different people, because you know you'll experience those feelings along the way. You know what I mean? And then the more you learn what those grooves are, they don't happen every day, but you know what to strive for. You know, and you get that one happening again, it feels good, and then all of a sudden you keep playing, you'll feel another one, something else.
And the audience feels it.
That's the other thing. When they feel the same thing, it's magic. When you can share that kind of energy and communicate like that and have them feel as good as you feel playing.
Yeah.
That doesn't get any better than that.
I was looking over at one point, and everyone in that audience is just
moving. You know, when I started listening to music, that's those kind of grooves are what made me want to keep going back. I wanted it, because when they got it to that level and it felt that good, it's like you couldn't sit down. You wanted to get up and you just wanted to scream, and you couldn't stop smiling. Yeah. And it had nothing. It surpassed all of the other bullshit that was going on, and you got right down to what it's really all about, man. It's like when the energy's like that, it's beyond color, it's beyond anything. It's just about sharing that space and feeling good. It's great.
And other than tonight, obviously, if the one question I'd like to ask, if you could pick an amazing, mind-blowing gig that you've done at some point, could you name one that just sticks in your mind that you will remember forever?
There's a lot. There's a lot. I mean, because I've had the opportunity to play with some amazing people that I've learned from. So I mean, you learn something from all of these guys. Either, you know, it's not an accident that people have longevity in this business, you know what I mean? So, and I've had an opportunity to play with a lot of great ones. So I can't really, and I cherish all of it. But there's another band that I played with at the beginning. Is a band called Stuff, which we played in a lot of clubs like this, you know, and we started playing we started in New York. We were all session guys, but we all liked to play with each other, so that's how it started, you know, for $100 a night, and we had so much fun. Because first of all, we did it because we weren't doing it for money. We did it because we liked the guys, and we could learn about music playing with these other guys, and we had a ball with that band of Stuff.
Wow.
So, and that was a band I played with for years and years. But like I said, like there were other nights I playing live with Eric Clapton, at the Albert Hall or at the O2 or wherever. But it's not as intimate. You know what I mean? Those small clubs are when you really get to feel that the audience is feeling exactly what you're feeling.
Yeah.
So that was another situation with the band stuff that was sort of like a similar situation to tonight, playing venues that are more intimate.
I think it's so great, and from an audience perspective as well, you want to see great people up close and personal if you can.
Yeah,
it makes
that's
such
the
a
best
difference.
way, and drummers especially.
I had a brilliant view. I was basically directly opposite you, and it was perfect. I could see everything.
Well, that's the way. That's the way I like to listen to music. I like to be able to get up close so I can see what the drummer's doing.
Yeah.
I like to be able to see how he's using his pedals. It's just. Yeah. That's a whole other ballgame than to try and just listen to stuff and figure it out.
And the way that you on occasion touch the cymbal, just touch the cymbal, and it was. I can't actually believe I'm having this conversation, but I would like to say, I don't want to keep you anymore. I'd like to say thank you so much for talking to me. Can I high five you? Can I feel those drummer hands? Thank you so much.
Right,
it's been brilliant. I'm going to come round and I'm going to say, Dr. Steve Gadd in the house.
Dr. Ian Thomas, get over here.
Ian Thomas. I am in the presence of drumming greatness. Rock on. Steve Gadd, respect. Okay. Thank you.